You didn't wake up today by accident. Let that sink in. Not coincidence, not routine, not just another day. You were chosen to wake up today because somewhere, deep inside your life, there's a shift happening. And whether you feel ready or not, God is already moving things into place. Think about this for a second. There are over 8 billion people in this world. Millions went to sleep last night with plans, dreams, unfinished goals. But not everyone woke up today. You did, and that alone means something. But here's the part nobody tells you. Most people wake up, grab their phone, scroll, stress, repeat the same habits, and completely miss the reason they were given another day. You're not here to repeat yesterday. You're here to respond to something new, something God is trying to show you. The silent signal you're ignoring. Have you noticed it? That feeling. Something isn't right anymore. The same routine feels heavy. People around you don't feel aligned. Your mind keeps asking, what's next? That's not confusion. That's direction trying to break through. Psychologists call this a transition phase, a moment when your brain starts rejecting old patterns because growth is happening. But spiritually, this is called divine redirection. God doesn't always shout. Sometimes He whispers through discomfort, restlessness, unexpected delays, sudden changes. And most people, they panic. They think, why is my life falling apart? But what if it's not falling apart? It's falling into place. The truth about your mind. Science plus faith. Let's get real for a moment. Your brain is designed to keep you safe, not successful. It prefers comfort over growth, familiarity over change, routine over risk. So when God is preparing you for something bigger, your brain reacts with fear, doubt, overthinking. That's why you feel stuck, not because you're lost, but because you're evolving. And here's a fact backed by neuroscience. When your life is about to change, your brain enters a state called cognitive dissonance, where your current identity no longer matches your future potential. In simple words, you're outgrowing your old life. Why you feel this now? Let me ask you something honestly. Why are you watching this right now? Why this message? Why today? Because something inside you already knows. It's time to move, not physically, but mentally, spiritually, strategically. God doesn't wake you up just to survive the day. He wakes you up to shift your direction. But here's the problem. Most people are waiting for a big sign, something obvious, something loud. But God works differently. He gives you small nudges, quiet ideas, subtle opportunities, and your job. Pay attention. The mistake that keeps you stuck. You keep asking, God, show me the whole plan. But God is saying, I already showed you the next step. And that's where people get stuck. They want full clarity, guaranteed results, zero risk. But growth doesn't work like that. Faith doesn't work like that. You're not supposed to see the whole staircase. You're supposed to take the first step. Real talk. You're being prepared. What you're feeling right now, confusion, pressure, emotional heaviness, overthinking, that's not weakness, that's preparation. Every major breakthrough in life starts with discomfort. Every transformation begins with uncertainty, because before God elevates you, He separates you from the wrong people, the wrong habits, the wrong mindset. And yes, it feels lonely. It feels confusing. It feels like nothing is working. But behind the scenes, everything is aligning. The blueprint is already there. Here's something powerful most people ignore. You already have clues about your next move. Look at what keeps bothering you, what excites you randomly, what you can't stop thinking about, what feels different lately. That's not random. That's guidance. God doesn't just give purpose. He plants it inside you, and over time, it grows louder until you can't ignore it anymore. Timing is everything. You might feel like you're late, like you should have figured it out already, like others are ahead. But listen carefully. You're not late. You're being aligned. There's a difference, because if things happened earlier, you wouldn't have been ready. The mindset, the strength, the awareness. You needed time to build that, and now you're closer than you think. This is your wake-up moment. This message, it's not random. It's your moment to realize you're not stuck, you're not lost, you're not behind. You're being redirected. And the moment you understand that, everything changes. Because instead of resisting, you start responding. Instead of overthinking, you start moving. Instead of doubting, you start trusting. What you must do next. Step 1. Don't try to fix your whole life today. That's not the assignment. Your only job right now is get clear on your next step, not 10 steps ahead, not the final outcome, just the next move. Ask yourself, what feels right but scary? What have I been avoiding? What have I been avoiding? What keeps coming back into my mind? That's your starting point. And here's the truth. Clarity doesn't come before action. Clarity comes from action. How do you actually know what God is trying to tell you? Because let's be honest, it's not like you hear a voice saying, "Hey, do this next." Instead, it's subtle, it's quiet, and if you're distracted, you'll miss it. The 4 ways God speaks that most people ignore. Let's break this down in a real practical way, because God's guidance isn't random. It follows patterns. Through disruption. When something suddenly stops working, a job feels unbearable, a relationship starts falling apart, plans get delayed again and again. Your first reaction? Frustration. But here's the truth. Disruption is often redirection. Studies in behavioral psychology show that major life changes are often triggered by pattern interruptions, meaning your normal routine gets disturbed, so your brain is forced to reevaluate your path. Spiritually, that's God saying, this path is no longer for you. Through repetition, have you noticed certain thoughts just won't leave you? An idea keeps coming back. A goal keeps showing up in your mind. A feeling keeps returning no matter how much you ignore it. That's not random. That's reinforcement. Your subconscious mind doesn't repeat things without reason. And when something keeps resurfacing, it means it matters. God often uses repetition to get your attention when you're not listening the first time. Through people sometimes. The message doesn't come directly. It comes through someone else. A random conversation hits deep. Someone gives advice you weren't expecting. A stranger says exactly what you needed to hear. Coincidence? Not really. There's something called social mirroring, where the right message reaches you through human interaction. Spiritually, God uses people as messengers. But here's the catch. You have to be aware enough to notice it. Through inner resistance. This one is powerful, and most people misunderstand it. You feel pulled towards something, but at the same time, you feel scared to do it. That tension, that fear mixed with excitement, that's not a bad sign. That's actually a growth signal, because anything that can change your life will challenge your current identity. So your mind resists, but your soul, it knows. The hidden blocks holding you back. Now, let's talk about the real issue, because it's not that God isn't guiding you. It's that something is blocking you from acting, overthinking everything you keep analyzing. What if this fails? What will people think? Am I ready? And before you know it, you're stuck in your head. Here's a fact. Overthinking activates the brain's fear center, amygdala, and shuts down decision-making. Meaning, the more you think, the less you move, waiting for perfect timing. You keep saying, "I'll start when things feel right." But guess what? They won't, because growth feels uncomfortable. Change feels uncertain. There is no perfect time. There's only decision time. Fear of losing what's familiar. Even if your current life isn't fulfilling, it's comfortable, and your brain loves comfort. So it tells you, stay here. It's safe, but safe doesn't mean right. Sometimes, the life you're used to is the very thing holding you back, listening to the wrong voices. Let's be real. Not everyone around you understands your journey. Some people will doubt you, question you, project their fears onto you. And if you listen long enough, you start doubting yourself too. That's dangerous, because the loudest voice in your life should not be fear. It should be clarity. The shift you need to make right now. You're standing between 2 versions of yourself. Old you, comfortable, predictable, stuck in patterns. New you, uncertain, evolving, stepping into something bigger. And the tension you feel, that's the transition. Psychologists call this the identity shift phase. It's the moment when your future self starts pulling you forward while your past self tries to hold you back. And this phase? It's uncomfortable, but it's necessary. How to know you're about to level up? Here are clear signs that your life is about to change. You feel disconnected from your old life. You're questioning everything. You crave something more, but can't explain it. You feel alone. Even around people, you're being pushed out of your comfort zone. If this is you, don't panic. You're not breaking down. You're breaking through. What you must do next. Step 2. Now we get practical. You don't need motivation. You need movement. Here's what to do. Create silence. You can't hear direction in noise. Take time away from constant scrolling, distractions, unnecessary conversations. Even 10 to 15 minutes of silence can change your clarity. Write it down. Your thoughts feel messy in your head, but on paper, they become clear. Write what you're feeling, what you want, what's bothering you. You'll start seeing patterns. Act on one small thing, not everything, just one step. Call that person. Start that idea. Make that decision. because action creates momentum, and momentum creates clarity. Trust the process. You won't have all the answers. You won't feel 100% ready, but that's okay, because faith isn't about certainty. It's about moving anyway. Real talk moment. You've been waiting for a sign, something clear, something obvious. But what if this is the sign? What if this message, this exact moment, is your confirmation? Because think about it. You didn't land here by accident. Something inside you led you here. And that something? It's not random. Final thought, part 2 ending. God isn't hiding your next move. He's been showing you again and again through your thoughts, your feelings, your experiences. But now it's on you to listen, to trust, to act, because your next level, it's not waiting somewhere far away. It's waiting on your decision. The mindset shift that unlocks your next level. At this point, you already feel it. Something inside you has changed. You're not seeing life the same way anymore. Things that once made sense don't feel right now. And that's not confusion. That's awakening. But here's where most people mess up. They feel the shift. They get the signs. They even get motivated. And then they go right back to their old mindset. And that is why they stay stuck. The truth about your mind that nobody told you. Your life doesn't change when you feel motivated, you watch videos, you get inspired. Your life changes when your mindset changes. Because everything you do comes from how you think. Let me say that again. Your decisions come from your thoughts. Your actions come from your decisions. Your life comes from your actions. So if nothing is changing in your life, it's not your situation. It's your thinking pattern. The dangerous loop keeping you stuck right now. Without realizing, you might be stuck in this loop. You feel inspired. You decide to change. You face discomfort. You go back to old habits. And then repeat. This is called the comfort cycle. And it's the biggest reason people never grow. Because the moment things feel hard, they assume, maybe this isn't for me. But that's wrong. The reality, growth feels wrong at first. Anything new will feel uncomfortable, uncertain, unfamiliar. Why? Because your brain is trying to protect your current identity. It's saying, stay where you are. This is safe. But here's the truth. Safe doesn't lead to growth. Everything you want in life is on the other side of discomfort. The one shift that changes everything. This is it. If you understand this, your whole life changes. Stop asking, is this comfortable? Start asking, is this helping me grow? That one question will change your decisions. Because growth doesn't feel good in the beginning. It feels scary, confusing, overwhelming. But that's the sign you're moving forward. You're not lost. You're rebuilding. Let's clear something up. You're not behind in life. You're not failing. You're not lost. You're in a rebuilding phase, and rebuilding feels messy. Think about it. Before something new is created, the old version has to break. That's where you are right now. And instead of seeing it as a problem, start seeing it as progress. Why most people quit right before success. This part is important because this is where 90% of people give up. Right before a breakthrough, life gets harder. You'll feel more doubt, more pressure, more resistance, and most people think this isn't working. But in reality, this is the test. Because success isn't just about starting, it's about continuing when it gets hard. The science behind this. There's something called the dip effect. It means whenever you start something new, your progress drops before it improves. So it looks like start to drop to growth. And most people quit at the drop. But the people who succeed, they push through it. And that's the only difference. The identity upgrade. Now we go deeper, because this is not just about actions. This is about who you are becoming. You can't create a new life with an old identity. So instead of saying, I want to be successful, start saying, I am becoming the person who succeeds. Feel the difference? One is a wish. The other is a transformation. What you must do next. Step 3. Let's make this practical. Stop negotiating with yourself. You say, I'll do it later. I'll start tomorrow. No, that's your old self talking. If you know something is right, do it now. Build discipline, not motivation. Motivation comes and goes, but discipline, that stays. Do things even when you don't feel like it, you're tired, you're unsure. That's how you grow. Detach from immediate results. You won't see instant success, and that's okay, because real growth is slow, but it's powerful. Focus on consistency, not perfection. Protect your energy. Not everyone deserves access to you. Limit negativity distractions people who drain you, because your environment shapes your mindset. Real talk. This is your turning point. You've come this far for a reason. You've felt the shift. You've seen the signs. You've understood the truth. Now comes the real moment. Are you going to act or stay the same? Because nothing changes until you change. Final thought, part 3, ending. God didn't wake you up just for you to go back to sleep mentally. He woke you up to think differently, move differently, become someone new. And right now, you're standing at the edge of change, one decision away, one action away, one mindset shift away from a completely different life.